Hey guys, hope you are doing well. This is CME Dhabalya and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss something known as a DTAA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, also known as tax treaty or tax convention. Basically, a DTAA is an agreement between two countries and they mutually decide how the incomes in that particular countries will be taxed in certain cases. Now, this session, or you can say this video, is important for people who are, let's say, resident in India and are earning income from outside India, or someone who is resident outside India and is earning income from India as well. Now, there are two aspects to this. One is resident in a country and the second is source of income from a country. So one is tax residentship and second is source of income. Citizenship does not matter at all. Please note, this is one of the most important rule while reading a DTAA or even planning how to go about your taxes when you are earning income from one or more countries. Now, citizenship is not important. What is important is tax source and country of residentship. Now, a DTAA is basically important for those people who are earning income from one or more countries. Now, let's say, for example, I am a person who is resident in the USA and I am an NRI and I also have rental income in India. I own a property in India on the land of India and therefrom I am getting rental income. So I am an NRI resident in USA, earning salary income in USA and also earning rental income from India. Now in this case you may ask, why is a DTAA important? If you are a resident of USA, your income will be taxed in India. But if I am a non-resident Indian, then whatever income is earned by me in India or accrued by me in India is as it is going to be taxed in India as well. So the question is, my salary income in USA will only be taxed in USA because I am a non-resident Indian, it will not be taxed in India. But my rental income, which is accrued sourced in India, will be taxed in India as well and USA as well because I'm a resident in USA. So, in this case, if that rental income is taxed in both the countries, this is going to attract double taxation for that person. We do not want this, we want to avoid this. So, a DTAA between USA and India will now come into place and we need to check how a rental income is to be treated. So two scenarios can take place. The first is that the rental income will be taxed in both the countries and USA is like, fine, I will also tax the rental income, your rental income will be taxed in India as well. But while paying the USA tax, whatever tax you have paid in India, that credit you will get and this will minimize your total tax. The second scenario can be that you can pay the tax on the rental income in India and the entire rental income from India in USA will be exempt. So this is a basic structure of a DTAA for each and every source of income. It can either be a rental income, interest income, salary income, even business and profession income. Back to the laws which govern the DTAA. So for any non-resident Indian, in India, two main important laws are important. First is Income Tax Act and second is FEMA. Now, Income Tax Act is a regulation which regulates the income and the taxes. FEMA regulates the foreign currency transaction. So FEMA is nowhere in the scenario over here when we are considering the DTAA. Now DTAA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, is not an act in itself. It's just an agreement between two countries. But the concept of DTAA is under the Income Tax Act. So basically there are two provisions of the Income Tax Act and provisions of the DTAA. So while considering the provisions, which is going to par which? So basically, let's say I am a resident in India and I have incomes coming in from three different countries, let's say UAE, UK and USA. UAE, USA and UK. Now in this case, I need to check DTAA with each of the countries. So the DTAA between UK and USA is useless for me. I am going to check the DTAA between India and UAE, India and UK, India and USA. Why? Because I am a resident in India in this case. Second point, coming back to the laws, there may be a case where provisions under Income Tax Act do not agree with provisions in the agreement in the DTAA between any two countries. Now, just to make a point, DTAA is between India and USA, India and UK, India and UAE and many other nations. So there obviously may be cases where the provisions of DTAA may not agree with provisions of Income Tax Act. So in this case, the provisions of DTAA will definitely be preferred over the provisions of the Income Tax. Let's discuss why is a DTAA so important. So other than regulating the taxability of incomes in two different countries, DTAA is also important to foster exchange of information between two countries, which is really important for international relations. Also, it prevents double taxation of income, and it also enables collection of arrears of taxation. So basically it also regulates, situation in which income is double taxed, and also regulates situation in which income is not taxed in order to collect the tax. And the last point is that DTAA is a bilateral agreement. Income Tax Act is unilateral. Bilateral tops unilateral, and it's a good way to remember that DTAA will be considered over Income Tax Act in cases where DTAA and Income Tax Act do not agree. So well, that's it for today. That's the basics of what you need to know about a DTAA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. And if you are in a situation where you do require to get in touch with the DTAA of two nations, I would suggest consult a professional, because it's not that easy. So guys, that's it for today. Hope you have found this video informative and it has helped you. So if you are in a situation where you require to understand the DTAA between two nations, I would highly suggest consult a professional. And I will be back with such interesting videos. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you. Signing off, Amida Balia.